Go back to Johannesburg. As you know, there have been sporadic incidences that have been reported in Johannesburg. There's currently heavy police presence in and around Hillbrow in Johannesburg. This as protests there continue. For more, let's now cross to our reporter who's on the ground, Abongile Dumako. Abongile, thank you so much for your time. Now, the situation in Melville seems to be very tense and volatile. What's happening where you are at the moment?
Good afternoon, Onati. We are still here in Jeepistown. We've been driving around Jeepistown here just after the Johannesburg CBD. Well, we've seen quite a lot of police and JMPD members driving in and around the streets of Hillbrow. But now behind me, you're seeing quite a few number of police. This is because of the fact that they've just left in their numbers going to Twistenbok. We are told that there is some violence erupting there. There is some action that is happening there that they need to attend to. Well, a little earlier, just before you came to me right now, Unati, we did see quite a mouthful of gentlemen half naked, carrying weapons and carrying knobkiris, walking past us, saying here that they want to defend Jacob Zuma. They want to make sure that the former president is taken out of jail. They are going to do as much disruption as they can in and around Johannesburg for the name of Jacob Zuma needs to be cleared, that he needs to go back home. Earlier on, when we were here, we did arrive at a situation where a liquor store was broken into. We've seen a live action happening here where police have had to apprehend gentlemen who were still inside the very liquor store where we have been accused of trying to loot this store. We've seen a lot of residents from around Hillbrow, Yeoville and Jeepistown here trying to make their way to this very store here, trying to grab anything that they could be able to grab in as far as the alcohol is concerned, but that has since failed. From what we've seen then, Unati, we can confirm that 4 young men have been apprehended by the police. They were actually thrown at the back of the JMPD police van, taken to custody following this break-in here. So at the moment, it's relatively calm. The reason behind that is that police have cleared these crowds that have been gathering here. Now they are moving to Twistenbok. We also understand that there is some looting happening right on that part of Johannesburg. I want to promise you that immediately after this crossing, if it's safe to do so, following that incident that happened to our colleagues Natasha Piri and Gabin Jogwen, we will make our way there to get a sense of what is really happening. Safe to mention as well that on our end, the protesters have not been that friendly to us as the media. You can see that there's a bit of hostility when it comes to what we are doing here. People making some comments that would, with no doubt, signal that they are not happy with us being here.
Abongile, now we know that, we've seen the protests happening in KZN, and in fact our colleagues in KZN was telling us that the strategy of these protesters is that it's very sporadic. Do you get a sense where you are at that law enforcement authorities in Johannesburg do have the situation under control, or is it a case of cat and mouse at this stage?
It's the case of a cat and mouse, Lunati, I can tell you, because these protests are not happening all at once at the same time. They are sort of scattered all over. These people form up different groups in different corners. It's like, for instance, we're here now. They just walked past here carrying those knobkiris and those sticks. They are moving to a different direction. When the police get there, they move and go gather or assemble at a different location. But from what I'm sensing or rather seeing around when it comes to the police and the JMPD members here, they are quite alert. They are quite up for any eventuality because they've deployed quite a number of policemen and women here, which was as a result why we earlier saw those 4 men being apprehended following that break-in. I would say for now, at least at where I am, which is at GP Street, I've been to Hillbrow, I've been to Yeoville. I see a bit of a contained situation, if you like, as far as the policing is concerned.
All right, when you do venture out, Abongile, please remain safe. As you've said, our colleagues have also been, robbed in that area. So please remain safe. We will definitely keep in touch with you a little bit later on in the bulletin. Keep safe. That was Abongile Dumako, who is in Jeepistown, where the situation was volatile earlier on.